We live in a world of constant distraction. Notifications ping, spam emails flood our inboxes, and our attention splinters in 1,000 directions with short content forms like videos on TikTok. So how can we foster true connections? How can we truly capture the attention of others completely and effectively? My answer to you is genuine presence. Presence isn't about grand gestures or forced charisma. It's all about your authenticity, the spark of genuine interest in the person before you. It's about listening, not just with your ears, but with your entire being. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Hoang. I am currently a senior, majoring in English in Phổ Thông Năng Khiếu High School for the Gifted. And this is my story. I used to take dance classes as a kid. I guess that means you can call me an amateur little ballerina. But I was so shy and timid. I was always crying, even when my mother had come in to cheer me on. How I dreaded these dance classes because I felt so awkward with my limbs and my energy. And I would always try to hide in one corner, watching as the other little ballerinas come onto the main stage. And they had this confident thing that would capture others' attention, something that I did not have at the time. I didn't know how to take myself out of that shell. I didn't know how to liberate myself in a way that my dancing can be recognized. And then one day, something changed. I entered a public speaking competition when I was 8 years old. The teacher, Mr. Songa from the Philippines, came up to us like this, showed us a lion, and asked us this. What if I were to put this lion right here, right now on stage? How would you react to it? You know what? As a matter of fact, all of you right here, right now, let's all imagine that there was a lion right here on stage. How would you react to that lion right there? You would move. You would go to the toilet. You would check your phone. You wouldn't even dare to breathe. Why is this? Because the presence of a lion is powerful and majestic. It is the power, the presence of a predator, and you cannot ignore the lion in the room. This is the image and the concept that we should develop for ourselves. The presence of a lion, an apex predator, something with a fire and a passion burning inside. Now, remember the shy little ballerina hiding in that corner? That was me. But then something in me clicked. I remembered the lion. I remembered its fire. I remembered its passion. I realized that dancing wasn't about demanding attention, but all about channeling your own inner strength. So when I returned to dance class with that newfound focus, I realized that ballet wasn't just about the steps, the pirouettes, or grand jetés. The magic was in every movement, every step moving forward, every spin across the floor. And guess what? The other ballerinas, they know this. They weren't intimidated, but rather they were curious and drawn in. We were connected to each other. Each smile, each harmony, each joint movement we had were fully playful and intentional. We were focusing on being present. This entire experience taught me a powerful lesson. Presence isn't just a performance. It is connection and clarity. When you're genuinely present, you create a space where others feel seen, heard, and valued. So make your presence known. Be fearless, like a lion in the territory. This is your playground. So coming to this talk today, I wanted to introduce 3 key points on how each of you can gain this sort of presence. The first is to connect with yourself by moving with power. Have you ever watched a lioness stalk her prey? Silent, powerful, a ripple of focused energy across the savannah. That's the kind of movement I want to talk about today. The sort of power that I wanted to show you isn't something you have to try to create. It is something that does not demand attention or respect, because remember, the true ability to make your presence matters comes from within. The key words that I want you all to remember is, you've already owned this power. You already have it deep within you. And it is your job to tap into it and connect with it. So, aim to connect with your inner strength. Know where your inner strength lies. And then your nonverbal language will radiate it out for the world around you. Whether that's your family, your friends, or if you want to thrive in an academic setting. When you first enter a room, and this can either be a conference, a dinner date, or hang out with your friends, the first thing that people notice from you is your body language. In the 1960s, Dr. Morabian did research that inspired thousands of body language experts. He found that 70 to 93% of all communication is nonverbal. Identify where your inner power lies and then translate it out into intentional body language. And so, aim to connect with your inner strength. Then, start moving with power and passion, utilizing your body to its fullest range of rhythms. Do you know that your body is capable of so many expressions and rhythms? Don't just walk ordinarily. Make confident strides. Now that we've connected with ourselves, the second point I want to show you is connecting with others through the art of listening. All right, you are going to like this. Imagine this. You're going on a date. As a matter of fact, make it the best date that you can ever dream of. Your date is spilling their heart out about their childhood dreams, the cute little details on their future plans, who they are as a person. Suddenly, they stop. A flicker of hurt in their eyes. Are you even listening? And then you realize you've been on autopilot. You haven't been truly listening. You haven't been truly following their words, their eyes, their stories. Perhaps you were crafting a witty response, a lovely little flirt back to their sharings. And because of not truly paying attention, all of that crumbled before you. You were so absorbed in your thoughts, your voice drowning out the words of the person that you wanted to cherish the most. This, friends, isn't just a missed opportunity on a date. It's also an analogy for those countless missed opportunities in our lives. Now, each of us, we spent years honing the art of speaking, of crafting the most perfect arguments, and laying down the most captivating stories. But true connection hinges on a far rarer skill that we can often miss out: listening. So how can we save the date that I mentioned earlier? Now, if your date was talking about space travels, aim to focus on their story and channel their passion for it. Maybe mentioning a recent documentary you saw, or a funny meme about Elon Musk. This way, you're not hijacking their story. You're building a bridge into it. So, yes, that is how you do it. By actively embracing the other person's experience and actively listening to them, using their material to ignite and collaborate. That is how you find undivided presence in that moment. And the third and final point I wanted to share with you is connecting with your team, constantly showing up. So I assume you all came here to this talk for two main words, presence and leadership. Now that we've talked about presence, let's talk about leadership. Leadership. It's a big word, isn't it? It's a word that makes you think of grand speeches, bold decisions, unwavering strength. Well, today, me, Mayan, came here to challenge that narrative. What if I tell you that a true leader isn't a tyrant who hoards all the credit, who takes all the glory, but a true leader is someone who is present throughout the entire journey, who marches side by side with their team. So the secret weapon of leaders lie in something much, much simpler than we thought. Consistent presence. Forget the occasional dramatic gesture. True leadership lies in everyday moments. It's the focus, attention you give to each team member. It's in the actively listening to their ideas. It's the steady support you give to them, especially during the most challenging times. Be a leader who is consistent, who is present in meetings, who actively listens to concerns, who offers support without judgment. This leader builds trust, fosters loyalty, and inspires a sense of shared purpose. Here's a little secret for you all. People crave authenticity. They want to know if their leader is actually invested and that their presence isn't just a performance. Be consistent, and you will build great teams and thriving organizations. So, to you, my dear lions and leaders, it's not about the grand gestures. It's in the subtle things, really. Be there, fully engaged in every single conversation and interaction. Show up, be a shoulder to cry on. Start remembering people's birthdays. Send encouraging notes after a setback or celebration. A true leader is someone who honors the simplest things that matters so much. As we are approaching the end, I want each of you to ask yourself this. What makes you truly stand out, not only as a leader, but also as a person? Yes, let's reiterate the 3 key points together with me, okay? The first is connecting with yourself, finding comfort and passion in your own space. The second is to connect with others. Listen with your entire heart. Remember these words. Always aim to connect rather than reject. And the third, connecting with your team. Consistency matters the world. The warmth you radiate, the connections you forge. That's what makes you truly present. It's the light that draws people in, not because of your brilliance, but because it allows others to shine as well. So get out there Give the world your undivided attention and passion, and watch how magnificently you snatch the power right back into your hands. My leaders, be present. Thank you.